Hey everyone and welcome to Best Mind. Today we're going to learn about 8 ways to know if someone is lying to you. Now let's begin. Number 1. Excessive gestures. According to a 2015 study presented at the International Conference on Multimodal Interaction, liars move their hands more than truth tellers. This study is one of the most compelling pieces of research on deception. It uses data from real-life court cases to assemble a list of common deceptive tells and cues. It turns out excessive gesturing is near the top of the list. When people live in these court cases, they move their hands much more than people who are telling the truth. But what do gestures have to do with deception? And gestures help people to release nervous energy. Deception places significant mental stress on the brain. So liars need a physical outlet for their stress. Some shake their legs, others tap their fingers, but in this study, liars were releasing nervous energy by waving their hands. But that's not the only reason people gesture when they lie. Hand gestures are commonly used by public speakers to enhance their arguments. Calculated gestures make them more convincing. A well-timed hand gesture can strengthen a point, spark a question, or inspire an audience. In the same way, a liar may use hand gestures to convince someone their story is true. As both an outlet and a tool, excess hand gestures are one of the most significant signs of deception. If you see someone who can't stop waving their hands around, be careful, they may be lying to you. Number 2. Deceptive scouts. A liar may cover their tracks with a bulletproof story, but sometimes you can read a lie on someone's face. In the same 2015 study, researchers found differences in the facial expressions of liars and truth tellers. It turns out liars are more likely to express negative emotions on their face. Just imagine asking someone a question like, "Have you ever cheated on a test?" Their answer is important, but their physical reaction is even more telling. Truth tellers will usually express surprise or confusion when asked a difficult question. Liars, on the other hand, unconsciously scowl or frown. They know they have to lie, and that lie creates stress on their face. Their facial expression gives them away no matter how good their story is. Number 3. Keeping eyes open. Many people think liars avoid eye contact, so they're fooled by people who maintain steady eye contact throughout the conversation. The truth is, good liars have no trouble looking into people's eyes. Our study of real-life court cases found that liars keep their eyes wide open while they talk. Good liars also look directly at the person asking them questions. In other words, minimal eye contact is not a reliable sign of deception. But excessive eye contact is when a good liar wants to deceive someone. They maintain steady and confident eye contact. But researchers found that eye contact during a lie is often unnatural and excessive. If, for example, liars will stare too long and avoid closing their eyes. Truth tellers, on the other hand, are much more flexible with their gaze. They'll make eye contact, break eye contact, close their eyes and open their eyes. Liars have to think about how people perceive their gaze, but truth tellers don't need to. And as strange as that sounds, good eye contact can be deceiving. Number 4. Autonomic distress. Lying places emotional stress on your body and brain. This stress triggers physical reactions which show themselves in small but telling ways. Lying primarily affects the autonomic nervous system. Your autonomic nervous system controls a number of unconscious processes like heart rate, breathing rate, and digestion. Because lying stimulates a reaction, deception is associated with escalated heart and breathing rates. The stress of lying unconsciously impacts the function of your body. Now, of course, you can't see someone's heart rate with your own eyes. So how do you know if someone is lying directly to you? The autonomic nervous system also affects surface-level functions like blinking, coughing, sweating, and swallowing, which are all common signals of distress in the autonomic nervous system. So if someone has nothing to hide, their nervous system should behave normally. But if they're lying, their nervous system will go haywire. You may notice them blinking far more than they need to or swallowing every few seconds. Either way, their nervous system is trying to tell you something. They're not telling the truth. Number 5. Distant pronouns. Liars tell stories differently than truth tellers. The next time you're listening to a suspicious story, pay attention to the pronouns. first and second person pronouns like I, me, and you show a personal attachment to a story. Truth tellers have no problem using these pronouns because they're telling the truth. They have nothing to hide. But liars subconsciously change the pronouns they use. Why? Because third-person pronouns like he, she, and they create distance between the story and the storyteller. Deep down, liars avoid taking credit for their lies. They know they're not telling the truth, so they use pronouns to create mental space. It can be difficult to spot, but this tiny act of deception can reveal when someone's lying to you. Number 6, jumps in volume. When someone is lying, their emotions influence the way they communicate. Alright, let's say you're having a normal conversation with your friend, you're talking comfortably back and forth, when suddenly their voice changes. It gets loud and harsh, and out of nowhere, it feels like they're scolding or yelling at you. Vocal changes are commonly associated with deception. When you lie, you get defensive and flustered, you lose control of your voice, which increases your volume and changes your tone. And when you think someone's lying, just pay attention to any changes in their voice. If they suddenly get louder and angrier, this person may be deceiving you. Number 7, telling the truth. Now, this may be the most obvious signal on this list, yet so many people overlook what's right in front of them. Let me ask you a question. What's the best way to get someone to think you're telling the truth? How about literally telling them that you're being honest? Many liars, especially those who don't lie, often use phrases like to be honest or to tell the truth when they're about to lie. If someone was telling the truth, they wouldn't need to remind you. If someone is an honest person, they wouldn't tell you that they're being honest. So keep an eye out for these telltale phrases. If you hear someone emphasizing their honesty, while they may be trying to trick you. Number 8, the slippery slope. People who lie once often lie again, because lying is a slippery slope. The more you do it, the easier it gets and the more likely you are to do it again. This discovery comes from a 2016 study in the journal Nature Neuroscience. Researchers explained that the human brain becomes accustomed to lying. One sheer brain profits from a lie, it becomes more comfortable bending the truth. Your stress response decreases, your nervous system becomes less sensitive, and your behavior becomes more controlled. That's why experienced liars are so difficult to unravel. Honest people usually panic when they lie. Their lies are written all over their faces. But experienced liars are physically and mentally prepared to deceive. So it may be almost impossible to tell fact from fiction. If you're suspicious of someone, take their past into consideration. Do you trust this person? Have they lied to you before? If they're honest, give them the benefit of the doubt. You'd probably know immediately if they were lying. Now, on the other hand, if this person lies, often stay on your guard. No matter how good convincing their story sounds, there's still a chance they're bending the truth. Hey, thank you for watching Best Mind. If you have enjoyed this video, hit the like button and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this.